In all honesty, I don't really have a relationship with Dana.
Do you have a direct message for Tom Aspinall, or you keep like this?
Non, direct message, c'est juste qu'on a commencé quelque chose qu'on n'a pas terminé. C'est tout.
We have unfinished business.
The UFC's heavyweight division has been the problem child of the brand. First, we had Francis Ngannou and how long it was taking him to get his title defense before he ultimately left the company. And then the John Jones versus Tom Aspinall match that never was. But now, with Tom Aspinall as the undisputed champ, there's been an issue getting him matched up. Of course, Cyril Gane won the interim belt against Alex Pereira. So obviously, that would be the next matchup. But for some reason, Dana White won't commit to that.
Cyril, obviously amazing performance. He comes out and says, man, give me that rematch with Tom Aspinall. We need to get that done. Obviously, we're not going to make fights tonight. But is there anything standing in the way of you making that fight right now? Do you feel comfortable that's a fight you can make happen?
I don't know. I'm not even thinking about that right now. Yeah, Cyril Gane, you know, listen, it's hard to move up 3 weight classes in MMA, and especially in the UFC. And Cyril looked great tonight. You know, the guy, we always say, he's a heavyweight that moves like a middleweight, and he definitely looked like one tonight. You know, we'll get back. I'm going to let my people have some time off, you know, this week, and then, you know, we'll get back at it, and we'll figure out what's next.
Obviously, this fight is easier said than done. There's still questions about Tom Aspinall's eye injury, which he had procedures on from his fight with Cyril Gane months ago. But when Tom was called out after the fight, he was game.
Next, everybody know already. Let's do that in Paris in September.
Well, sir, congratulations. Enjoy this.
Paris in September, eh? I'll do that. I'll do that. Let me know.
You're not the boss. You're not the landlord. Like
I don't
AJ
mind.
said.
I don't mind. I'll go to Paris. Let me know.
You're up for the rematch.
Let me know. I'll be there.
So obviously Tom wants to fight, Cyril wants to fight, and after the fight, Cyril was asked in the press conference when and where he wants it, and Cyril doubled down on that.
Match with Tom, I guess in your perfect world, when would you want that fight to happen, and how do you think that fight plays out the second time?
As soon as possible, like I like to say, in Paris, for example, is a good idea, but I know let the staff of the UFC work on it.
Now, you could argue that there's nothing strange with Dana not committing to a fight. Of course, there's so much that goes into fight planning. You have the scheduling, you have the contracts. There's so much that goes into it. But with a fight that recently happened at UFC Freedom 250, Justin Gaethje versus Ilia Topuria, that was an interim champ versus a champ. And after Justin won the interim belt against Paddy Pimblett, you can see Dana allude to the fact that Ilia versus Justin is next immediately after the fight.
Now that it seems that it's going to be Gaethje versus Topuria, it's probably going to be a crazy fight also, most likely striking. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be interesting. I think that Ilia hits like a truck, and so does Gaethje, and I think if Gaethje prepares properly and gets ready for this fight, it should be a fun one.
But there may be another layer onto why Dana White won't commit to matching up Tom Aspinall with Cyril Gane. Recently, Tom Aspinall signed with Eddie Hearn as his manager, and let's just say Dana White and Eddie Hearn are like oil and water.
Well, I think you saw this week, I am really beating up babies. Is there a bigger pussy than Eddie Hearn?
He was quite upset that Conor Benn left it.
Is there a bigger pussy than Eddie Hearn?
So obviously working out a fight when you have to talk to a manager who you quite clearly have a very poor relationship with can see some roadblocks. But while Hearn and White have a poor relationship, Tom Aspinall said he has no relationship with Dana.
In all honesty, I don't really have a relationship with Dana. I mean, it's a bit of a soap opera. I'm not really a guy who generally likes drama. This is purely a business move for me. I'm not doing this to point score. I made sure, like, when I spoke to Eddie, like, I don't want to be just used for point scoring. That's the last thing I want to do. Eddie set up a great business model, a great future plan for all of us, and we're obviously happy with it. So we are now with Matchroom, and we'll stay with Matchroom, hopefully, until the end of my career.
Let me know if you think this fight will happen. 3-2. Let me know if you think this fight will happen in 2026, if and when and where we'll see it. And in the meantime, if there's any hope for this fight happening, there's a bit of a funny exchange Dana White had with this reporter that alludes to the fight happening.
Of Cyril Gane in the co-main event, he's been claiming for the rematch with Tom Aspinall in Paris. You announced it was a fight night. Could you turn that event into a numbered event and make that happen?
will we do him and Aspinall in Paris for a numbered event?
Yeah.
I'll try, sir. I'll try to get that done for you.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, listen, I get it. I agree with you. It would be big, and we'll obviously do whatever we can to make something big happen, especially in Paris. You know, the fan base out there is great, and you know, I know that all the live events out there are fun. So, see what we can do.
Maybe in a bigger arena than the Accor.
Bigger arena?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or maybe the Eiffel Tower. No?